Welcome to This Week on Main Street. I'm Chris Owens, and joining us off the top of the show is Keriann Rich. We've got a lot of stuff to talk to Keriann about, and we'll wrap up the show in the second segment with Perry Williams. We'll cover some of the stuff that's happened in October thus far. It's been another busy month for us and a lot of things to preview coming up, but it's another busy week in downtown Noblesville. We've got a huge event this weekend that we're all really excited about. Our first guest today, as I mentioned, is Keriann Rich. Keriann has the unique challenge of helping us promote this brand we call Hipstoric, and it's really kind of a three-tiered effort between Noblesville Main Street, Keriann, and the city of Noblesville. And first, explain, obviously I get the concept behind Hipstoric, but explain in your words what Hipstoric means.
Sure. I think Hipstoric is a unique opportunity for our city to have a cultural brand. A lot of times, you know, as a city, you have your city seal and people kind of get to know you through that. But Hipstoric has given us a personality, and it's so unique to be able to have this opportunity because we're in a city that is one of the oldest city in Hamilton County, and we have these amazing historical elements in our community, but yet we have these new great things happening all the time between retail and new businesses starting up and things of that nature. So the Hipstoric really plays to true meaning, and it kind of has that catchphrase too that people like to hear, but it's truly authentic.
It's something that has been kind of a gradual rollout by design, and it can't be something that's very forced. I know we talk about that quite a bit, but it's evolving, and 2015 has probably seen the most growth and development for the brand to date. We introduced a couple of Hipstoric branded T-shirts last year in conjunction with the Beards Brews events, which we'll get to in just a minute and talk about what's going to be happening this weekend in downtown Noblesville. But it's also about embracing the new in the context of the old. So honoring the past and bringing new thought into that marketplace, if you will. I mean, Noblesville is well known for the cultural economy that we have downtown, and the creative economy, I guess is probably a better way to phrase it, with a lot of arts. We're really, as an organization with Noblesville Main Street, kind of a convener between all of these different pieces that are celebrating some of our unique heritage.
Yeah, it's so exciting to be a part of a community that just doesn't focus on doing new things, but kind of embracing those things that we already have and building upon that. And so that's really what the Hipstoric Initiative is about, is kind of celebrating who we are, adding new ways to get people involved, bring new people into the community, and showing off what we do so well. And that's being a great community with all of these amenities, but also really great character. So Hipstoric has been a slower moving initiative on purpose. We want it to be authentic. We don't want it to be cliche or come across as forced or slogan-ish. It's one of those things that we really feel like people actually feel like this really does mean something.
Well, yeah, and one of the ways it's been promoted, or I guess I should say it has evolved, is with hipstoricnoblesville.com. It's a site that is more about telling the story behind the people you see in downtown Noblesville.
Absolutely. There's so many. I think what's been great for me, you know, I live here, I work here, but just walking around downtown and constantly looking for or seeing new faces that you can identify and say, that's what Hipstoric's about. That person represents Hipstoric. You know, they might have a metal shop in a downtown storefront, or it's somebody opening a new boutique. But there's so many threads of stories with each of these individuals, and that's truly what makes the Hipstoric Initiative work, and that keeps growing. So this year with the website, we have the story there, but we've also launched the new blog that profiles some of these people that we're calling Hipstoric. And so it's a great way to, you may know that person and their business or their art that they promote, but it kind of takes it a little further and talks about them as a person that lives and works in Noblesville. So it's been a great feature of the website.
Well, there's a little bit of a tagline associated with it as well. People, places, and experiences. Very soon we'll be rolling out a series of 4 videos that celebrate those in several different facets. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we are really excited about the video series that we'll be launching next week, actually. We've worked with Hannah Lindgren from Deliberate Media, such a talented videographer and a great storyteller with video. She has worked throughout the entire summer capturing interviews and B-roll of some really great stories where we're focusing on a person, a place, and an experience within categories like food and beverage, fashion, arts, and events. So it's going to be a really great spin on seeing hipstoric and all of the elements that exist. And so we will be rolling those out individually. You'll see them on YouTube, on our Facebook page, really pushing that hard because it's really a great way for people to connect with hipstoric and what it represents.
Well, and the side benefit of those pieces is we're now getting recognition around the state and throughout the country for what is happening in downtown Noblesville. All that hopefully to positively affect tourism, and this in the light of the context of everything happening the next 3 to 5 years with the development of downtown is really exciting. Okay, that's enough of the nuts and bolts. Let's talk about the fun stuff now.
Yeah.
So this weekend is, we launched it last year. It was the first annual Beards Brews. This weekend is the second annual Beards
I know.
Brews.
We're so excited. And let's just all fingers crossed for sunny skies so that all of our beards can come out and compete for the champion title. But yeah, Beards and Brews, our second year. We started it last year. You remember that conversation we had at Copper Still, like, what do you think if we do this event about beards and beer? Because there's 2 things that are so popular right now, and right there it is. So we feel like we have a really great thing going. We've got a lot of great buzz this year, and we had 4 breweries participate in prelim contest. We have our 4th one tonight at Beer Brewery in Broderpool, but we will have 16 contestants representing 4 breweries in 4 categories. So we have the longest beard, thickest beard, most creatively groomed, and best of show. So last year it was such a great time. People love their beards. It's hot right now. So Chris is sporting one too. So
I just don't like to shave. So I wouldn't call myself trendy. I would lean toward the lazy side of things.
Well, that's okay, but it works for this weekend. So
the event is going to be Saturday, and it's actually located in the parking lot off 8th and Maple, right behind where the visitor center is. And it'll be 12 to 4 p.m. It is 21 and older, and it was a great time last year. So the breweries involved, I should mention, it's $15 entrance fee, 21 and older, but that will get you a sample at each of 5 breweries that are going to be there. Our very own Barley Island, Beer Brewery, Grand Junction in Westfield, Fountain Square, and Sun King will actually be on site with us on Saturday.
Yeah.
Plus, the Noblesville firefighters will be out there grilling, I believe, burgers and hot dogs, and they'll have some food, in addition to any number of other things happening. Tell us some of the other side benefits for
so we, aside from, drinking great beer and admiring or showing off your beard, we'll have the Circle City Roller Derby girls will be there. They'll do a couple derby demonstrations for us. We'll have a handful of artists that will be on display. A metal artist. We have a jewelry artist who makes beard accessories, charms, and all kinds of fun wares. Nickel Plate will be out there doing some bottle cap art. We'll also have the Rugged Company, which is one of our newest downtown neighbors, Corey. He will be there with his beard oils. He makes these great woodland bar soaps for men, and then he's also carrying men's fashion at his new store at the 1-to-1 Gallery on Maple. So that's the art feature. We will also have a DJ is playing for us, DJ Helicon, Ryan Hickey. He was the one who started Orange Indie. So any of you art enthusiasts, I'm sure will have heard of Orange Indie. So he'll be there at the beginning doing some, spinning on the DJ side, and then
Vinyl DJ, by the way.
Vinyl DJ, by the way, so the real deal. And then we'll also have live music with James and the Drifters. They're an indie rock folk band from Huntington, Indiana, actually. So they'll be playing from 2 to 4.
So it's going to be a great day, and will happen regardless weather-wise.
Yep,
we're just kind of holding our breath, and maybe the forecast will change. You mentioned the Rugged Company, and Corey over there at the 101 Gallery is going to have his grand opening right after this event at 4:15. So kind of another unique business coming to downtown Noblesville to serve a need that isn't there right now. So it's definitely a good thing. We will have hipstoric T-shirts available for sale. Those are $20 a piece, cash or credit card. And I want to say a special thank you in advance to the Michael Trinan Foundation for coming out to be our event support and Restoration Church as well. We couldn't pull this event off without a ton of volunteers. So join us this Saturday, and it'll be from 12 to 4, again, behind the Visitor Center. Watch us on our Hipstoric Facebook page, our Hipstoric Twitter account, or we're also repurposing all that content on everything associated with Noblesville Main Street. So it's going to be a great day, Keriann. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we've got a lot of other stuff to talk about with Perry coming up. We'll be back right after this.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to This Week on Main Street. Chris Owens here along with Perry Williams, and we're kind of hard to believe, but we're wrapping up the month of October. Really, we won't be here next week due to previous commitments in the Chamber Luncheon. But then we'll be into the first part of November, talking about First Friday, talking about, I just mentioned the Michael Trinan Foundation. We've got the Turkey Trot coming up. Let's go back, though, and talk a little bit about, we did the recap of First Friday in October and the opening of Riverwalk Depot. Construction was a big event that day, so I want to make sure that we pay homage to those who not only hosted the sculptures, but who were responsible in bringing that together. Darren Peterson did a great job, as always. So the Noblesville Noon Kiwanis won the People's Choice Award. KRM Architecture, our friend Matt Yates, they won the juror's favorite. That was the hipstoric Beards Brews sculpture that was featured at the Visitor Center. Little Bloomers won honorable mention, again for the Noblesville Noon Kiwanis piece that was located there. Church Hill and Antrim, Structural Integrity with the miniature version of the courthouse, and Kiln Creations for the best meal. it's been a good event for us, and not possible without the support of Kroger. And so we want to thank John Elliott and all the folks at Kroger, all the fine sponsors who chipped in to help make that donation possible. And we're tabulating all the stats and everything that was donated. Hopefully have that for you in a week or so and be able to talk about the overall impact of that event.
And the one thing about it is, Chris, I think that event, putting it in 4 different locations was a great idea. I mean, because that gets traffic flow around the square of people going in, and it had to help Little Bloomers because they had just opened, so it's getting people in that store. It probably brought a different crowd coming into Kindling Creations than normal, so it was a great idea.
Well, and if you had any trouble getting into one of those locations, there was a strong wind behind you to help.
Oh, absolutely.
Assist you. It was a windy night, but it was a great day in downtown Noblesville. Now we've got another one of those coming up, our November 1st Friday, talking about that. We should mention, obviously we've got Beards Brews this Saturday. Had a very successful year in 2015 with the Farmers Market that just concluded last Saturday. And I want to thank Paul Wood and all the vendors out there for their hard work. We don't know where we're going to be in 2016 yet. Obviously, our long-term home is going to be at Federal Hill Commons, but depending on the construction schedule for that project, we are looking at alternate locations. So that's what our winter is going to be spent doing, along with several other things in terms of development. But we'll let everybody know just as soon as we lock down a location for 2016. Now, let's talk about the November 1st Friday. It's going to be on Friday, November 6th from 5 to 8 p.m., and we're already talking about the holidays, holiday open houses.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's that time of year.
We will have all the information. We'll have a comprehensive list of those merchants available in the next couple weeks. But we're also going to do live mannequins this year. And those will be at Kiln Creations, Little Bloomers, Linden Tree, Smith's Jewelers, The Wild, and Whimsy. So 7 locations. We kind of kicked off the event a little bit last year with a couple of independent merchants who did it on their own. Look forward to taking it even bigger and better this year and creating even more of a draw for people to come to downtown Noblesville. Also, that's going to be the cap for the Women in Noblesville Week through the Noblesville Chamber.
Right.
And looking forward to partnering with them, for that event. We'll be with them on Monday. They're going to do a special event surrounding Monday Night Football where they've asked me to tell a couple stories from my time on the road. So as long as I don't put everybody to sleep with those stories.
It has to be G-rated.
Yeah,
right?
I'll clean it up. Fortunately, there not too many bad stories out there. But then we're going to offer an evening event on Friday evening in conjunction with First Friday for those women who participated that week. And we'll have more information available through the Chamber on that. So then we talk about the rest of November and what that looks like. The week of Thanksgiving is actually very busy. So registration is available right now for the Michael Trinan Turkey Trot, Michael Trinan Foundation. I will be participating in that. I haven't decided if I'm running or walking yet. Depends on how the next few weeks go. But it's a great morning in downtown Noblesville. They do a balloon launch as part of their tribute to cancer survivors and to those who have unfortunately lost the battle with cancer. Really moving, portion of the morning, and then to get to run through Forest Park and through downtown Noblesville is always fun. But that's not where the fun stops for the weekend. So Friday, we're going to have the ice sculptures, the ice festival located in downtown Noblesville, in conjunction with the tree lighting event. And I know that's a favorite of yours every year. It's a long-standing tradition. We were able to marry the 2 events last year, and Noblesville Main Street will have hot chocolate out on that night for the tree lighting on Friday night. But then something new we're introducing this year on Saturday in support of Small Business Saturday and our initiative to support local merchants. We're going to, pending Board of Works approval, close the alley next to Mateo's and have kind of a warming station and an information hub out there, and hopefully just be a resource for people who may be new to the area. If they're looking for maybe kid stuff, direct them in a couple of areas. We always offer food recommendations at no charge.
Absolutely.
So we're happy to provide those. But, last year, unfortunately, Small Business Saturday was about 60 degrees. So we hope there's a need for a warming station. That way folks can still enjoy the ice sculptures around the square, but we'll be flexible and really want to encourage people to support our local merchants in downtown. Again, all this information will be up on our website, on our social media. That's probably the easiest way to figure out what's going on is to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. But then we're rolling into December, and first Friday in December will be the traditional holiday event that we'll have on the square. We've got a lot of groups contacting us, want to do performances, and hopefully we'll even have some strolling carolers.
That'll be fun. That'll be great.
Last year it was polar opposites between Small Business Saturday to First Friday. There was about a 60-degree change in temperature. So we'll see what it's like this year. But then on December, the first Saturday in December, we'll have the holiday market out at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds. We've already got a lot of vendors signed up for that. And then we roll in the next evening to our holiday dinner at Mateo's. And
that'll be a great time. That was wonderful last year.
I'm really excited about the way 2015 has gone. We've had a lot of people contacting us about initiatives and things we're looking at for 2016, and my push is we'll get there eventually. I would think our program and calendar's going to look pretty similar to last year as far as opening dates for the farmers market and other stuff. But what has been your favorite event of 2015?
Well, it's hard to say, but my favorite events are in the alley by our building, but it doesn't seem to be catching on, and I don't quite understand that. I think it's a wonderful setting, especially when, like this past one with the chocolate trail and everything.
Yeah.
It just, the atmosphere is fantastic, and you get to talk and meet with a lot of people that you don't normally do. In any of those kind of events, that you can meet the people and talk with them, and it's a good time. It's hard to say, I know a lot of people like the street dance, but you and I, street dance is kind of is a very intense time of the year, okay, especially when you don't know what's going to happen with the weather. And I don't think people have any idea how much time and effort we have to put in being prepared for anything with a large crowd like that.
Yeah,
so
and the public safety team here and the street department and the parks department all do a great job in helping us put on successful events. So, we are looking at that Thursday market and some other things critically moving forward. How do we spur it a little bit? Do we change it up? There's a lot of discussion, so I'm excited to see where we're going. We also have 3 award nominations happening through Indiana Main Street that hopefully we'll be able to report back on in November. We've I'm trying to remember the award categories now. So for a special event category, the White River Celebration has been nominated for the collaboration between the city and Nickel Plate Arts and Noblesville Main Street and so many others to pull off that big event for our community. We also have the Riverwalk Depot, the newly opened pocket park, nominated for a development project in a city's downtown, and then I've been nominated for an award as well. So hopefully we'll be able to report back 3 wins in middle November on those as we plug into what's going to be another celebration for Indiana Main Street. So we've covered a lot today. We'll take next week off and then be back with you the first week of November. Thanks for joining us for This Week on Main Street.
Thank you.